this is Neil here with Wasted Paper, bringing you another pen review. This time we're looking at another new pen from Monteverde. I did one just recently on their MP1 model. This one is called the Dakota, as you can see on the box. Let's get straight into it. For starters, there is similarity here to the other box for the MP1. It has that schematic like blueprint to the pen model itself. On the back here, there is a QR code if you want to scan that. On the other side, it actually shows the plane this was influenced by, the Douglas C-47 Skytrain, also called the Dakota. Dakota is much easier for me to say without tripping on the words, so I'm going to keep saying Dakota for the rest of this. Inside the slipcase, we have their traditional box. It's in a darker green color. And then on the inside, we have the pen, and we have 2 cartridges and some information. For the information cards, the first one shows that plane again and says Dakota. And then here is their influence and their reasoning behind all of it. On this one, you have instructions on how to use a cartridge and a converter. I went with this one because the color scheme on it really matches that aircraft, and I can see the most influence on this one with that extra design right there. Looking at the top finial, you have like a propeller design right here, just playing into that influence. The side clip here is a bit tough, I'll be honest, that's pretty stiff. On the back of the cap, it says Monteverde, USA, and then it says Dakota, so you have your model on the pen as well. Going down from that, you have these 3 white bands, plus the 2 black ones, and it's actually got texture. I'll see if I can kind of show like the lip of it. There is some texture here, you can feel the divide amongst those. The bottom finial is just a silver cap on there, no design on it. To uncap the pen, it is just a slip and seal cap. You just slide it off. It has a good amount of friction right here, so you feel yourself pull a little bit hard, it goes fast, but if I go slow and just kind of ease it out, no issue. On the back here, this lip right here is made to stop the cap when sliding down, and it posts your pen to make it full size. We have a number 5 stainless steel nib with Monteverde's logo etched into it, and it also has an F because I went with fine. We have a plastic feed on the bottom. The grip is pretty long. I would say that's going to accommodate most people, but honestly, because the pen is so smooth right here, you could theoretically grip farther back. Unscrewing the pen's fairly easy, just a few spins and you'll get it out. The converter in here is actually much smaller than I expected, but I think this pen is made to actually be a pocket pen. I don't think that's like definitely advertised or anything, but when I saw it in person, it gives me a vibes of another pen called the E95s from Pilott. For those of you not familiar with that pen, I'll show a picture right here. But that pen has a similar cap mechanic to it, and it is a smaller pen that has a smaller converter as well. You have a small friction fit converter here with a little ball inside to help kind of stir your contents together of that ink. The entire body of this pen is stainless steel, and the grip right here, though it is black, it is not plastic. You can see on the inside of here that it is painted, but that is metal. As for ink, we are going with Conklin Kelly Green. I'm choosing this color because it's a really dark green that I think really goes well with the body over here. Gives me that army vibe kind of color. For the writing sample, I'm going to be going with my Tomoe River notebooks. I haven't been using these as much for my videos, but since this pen is smaller and it kind of fits the form factor of a pocket pen, I think it would go well with my pocket notebook. Now for the flex, no pressure, pressure, no pressure, pressure, none, and pressure. When looking at the writing sample, it has a pretty consistent flow throughout it. There's a little bit of dryness right here, and that could have been the angle I swirled up, but for the most part, it's a really consistent writer. There's a slight bit of toothiness to it, which is due to the number 5 fine nib. You know, you're going to expect a little bit, but it wasn't unpleasant at all. And then for the flex, there is some, but this is pushing with quite a bit of intent. I wasn't to the point of like I'm going to break the tines or anything, but I just don't think that you're looking at much flex. That's not a big deal with something this small, but you can maybe get the tiniest bit of like extra ink to come out by applying more pressure. For size comparison, I'm going with the Lamy Safari, and instead of my normal custom 823, I'm going with a Sailor Pro Gear as I think the form factor is very similar on these pens. If I had a 95S still, I'd use that, but I used to have one, but it was extra fine, and that is too fine for me. When looking at these side by side, the Dakota is actually the smallest out of the 3. It's not a ton when compared to the Pro Gear here, but to the Safari, it's quite a bit smaller than the Safari. Surprisingly, without a cap, the Dakota is now bigger than the Pro Gear, which is a bit surprising, but that's nice to see. And then again, it's still going to be smaller than the Safari, but it's good to get that so you can compare the sizes to a pen you may already own. Finally posted, the Dakota is bigger than the Pro Gear still, and just slightly under the Safari now, not as much of a difference as it was before. So posted, especially with that stop right there, it's really going to give you a full-size pen. Now for the price. So the pen does retail for $75 MSRP. Most places you're going to see it for $60 though. Atlas Stationers has it for $60. And then the flame colorway, I believe they call it raw flame colorway right here. That one does retail for a little bit higher at 85 MSRP and 65 for the normal price point. My discount code does work on all of these to get you 10% off. With that 10% off, you're looking at roughly $54 for the normal colorways and just a little bit more for the raw flame colorway. Is this pen worth $54? I definitely think so. It's got an all steel body, which I really like. And then specifically this colorway, I like having these here. I just think it helps fit the theme and wrap it more together. Because the other ones should have this, but for what I'm seeing, they don't have this. The thing is, every other one of these has the black grip as well. On this one, I think it just fits. It looks like it should be black. On the all black one, it does too, but the stainless steel one with a black grip, I don't like as much. And then the raw flame having the black grip, I don't know why they did that. I'd rather it just be all that steel throughout, whether it's the stainless or the flame. Since the whole design is that stainless steel, is it back heavy when it's posted? Because when it's posted is how you're going to get your full size pen. Well, the thing for me that I noticed when I was writing is when it's posted, I actually think I find myself writing back here kind of on this band or a little behind it. It's a little far forward, but it's not unpleasant. But right when you get to the center point, at least for my hand, it's balanced properly. When I'm up here, it's not like that's really heavy. Obviously, it's a thinned out cap, but I can feel the slightest amount of pullback there. Not a lot. I don't think it'd be unpleasant in the long run, but I just naturally gravitated to back this up a little bit. And when I'm here, I feel like a perfect balance. I really like this click on here. So if I push it slow, you won't really hear it. Not really, but if you push it with intent, you get a really nice snap. I like that a lot. I think that's pleasant and kind of fun to mess with. I would consider this of quality. You got a nice theme, nice colorway, solid writer. It felt really good with a fine. Granted, I don't know what nibs you like. I just prefer fine. I really enjoyed the writing experience with this. It's smooth, it's consistent. And I really like when companies really wrap a theme together and make a design that looks like what it should, not just a special box or whatever it may be, but do something extra. And I think they did here. Thanks for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below.